Anyway, tell me if this was right. I tried to give an introduction to who you are, right? Scratch and add. Sni is a digital content creator, a social media influencer, lifestyle vlogger, media graduate, part-time or shower singer. What would you add? What would you take away?
Nothing really.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sni, you have over 220,000 on these three platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's so much power, girl. That's like a population of an island. I'm thinking there's a country just off the coast of Liberia in the Atlantic called Cape Verde. I think they have about 200,000 people. I could be wrong, but some countries have that many people. So much responsibility, don't you think?
It's not like everyone is following you with the same intentions, though. Not everyone's following you because they want you to give them something. Some just follow you because they like the stuff that you make. So, I mean, yeah, I suppose there is responsibility, but as Cardi B said, I'm not here to be your role model. I mean, don't put that responsibility on me because as your parents should be your role models, truly. But I can inspire and I can, encourage, but I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives like me because I also haven't figured it out. I'm 21 years old. I can't be a role model.
You started YouTubing at a very young age. Well, I see you opened your channel in 2008, 2009. What were you doing?
I was watching Disney stuff on YouTube. I made a Google account so that I could save the videos. Yeah. My sister taught me because I have an older sister.
Okay.
So she knew everything and she was like, okay, this is what you do and this is how you do it. And then I did it. So I wasn't a YouTuber at that age. I was just on the platform engaging with the content.
And interest yoba ukale and start doing these videos. How did it come about? Have you any influencers that got you going?
I watched a lot of fashion influencers from the US and yeah, they're obviously ahead of us because, first world. And they were my biggest inspiration in starting. But also I just realized, the thing that I want to do, like what I'd possibly do in the entertainment industry is presenting, which is somewhat what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. And if the opportunity hasn't come yet, why don't I create it for myself? So, yeah. I started my channel.
I know from my own personal journey on YouTube, there tends to be a lot of procrastinating. For example, I decided I'm going to start something like this in 2013, 2014, but I was still emond in East London.
Yeah.
And it only got going
now
3 months back. How was that journey for you from the initial thought of starting to when you got started?
I was going to initially start with someone else.
Okay.
And starting for me was never a problem.
I know YouTubers have this tendency of cringing when they see their first video. First of all, do you even remember what your first video was all about?
I do. It was a get to know me. And I was just answering questions that people had asked. I haven't watched it ever since I posted it. So I don't know what that's like. So I haven't had the cringe moment of watching my first video yet because
it looks like it was shot on a phone.
It was.
And the quality is a bit grainy.
It wasn't.
But I mean,
Android.
the content is content, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people want.
Yeah.
So what are some of the questions that people wanted to know back then that you can think about? And I remember you had started on Instagram. So you got a bit of following on Instagram that you carried over to YouTube.
Yes.
What did they want to know about you?
Like a lot of them asked what I was studying because I was prominently a student. What my interests are, the usual get to know me stuff. I mean, some of them did ask about my mom as well. Like people are interested in that, obviously. But for the most part, it was like, yeah, what are you doing with your life? That type of stuff. Yeah.
What were you doing with your life?
I was studying. I was trying to get my degree. But make the journey a little less by having my channel as well.
And had you come straight from KZN to there? Just tell us about how you got from where you were from to Cape Town, how that was, life of a student, doing what you wanted to, because I assume you did what you wanted to do at school.
The best of what I could do.
Okay.
I went to boarding school in high school, so moving to Cape Town wasn't that difficult for me because I was already not living at home a lot. So I got to Cape Town and it was pretty much the same thing, really, just in a different city. And then, I studied and did it. With my degree, it's not so much that it's something that I was passionate about or really wanted to do, but out of the options that were under the BA Humanities, that seemed most applicable to me. I tried to do film as well, but then I realized, no, not film. So I just stuck to the media and writing side.
Did you take this interest in media from high school? Or was it something that you just decided to do when you got to tertiary?
It's something that I was born into, I suppose, because I live in a family of entertainers and entertainment. So I've been surrounded by the entertainment industry. And for me, it was just finding different mediums to translate that into. So within education, tertiary education, it was doing media and writing to sort of pertain to my YouTube and, yeah.
I watched this video of yours, Sni in New York, right? And on the comments, someone was saying, yes, Sni, in New York than you do Lab. Was that a conscious decision?
It wasn't. It wasn't something that I even noticed what I was doing. But I feel like for me, being Sabuguti, I was gonna, because they have American accents when they speak English.
Okay.
So my fear was adapting that sound into my English. I didn't want to now come home all of a sudden I'm twanging like an American. So I was like, it's Zulu, give it right. Yeah.
Indombi yomZulu phaka. Is that what they usually say?
Oh gosh, yes.
Sorry, I'm gonna have those stereotypes.
I suppose.
Now, kumaXhosa, what is so we have to live with that.
So annoying.
Looking back at your YouTube career now, do you remember that moment when you felt like, wow, this is it? Maybe a blow up video or a video that really made you realize, but yes, and abantu are interested.
When the first brand approaches to work with you, that's like whoa, okay, so someone is interested and they think I deserve money for this. Okay. Yeah.
And how do you contain yourself? I mean, when you get that call, do you faint? Someone give me some water? Mama, I need advice.
So the first time I started working with brands, I was in Cape Town, obviously.
Okay.
So I used to always call my friend and I'm like, dude, this is happening. And back
Who's
then,
this friend?
High school. I mean,
okay.
What? University friends. Yeah. I used to call her and be like, dude, what's happening? This is happening. I get excited about it. But looking back now, it's like, oh, you were just excited for the exposure, which was necessary at the time. But now I don't feel the same excitement because of how there's a little nyatzing within this industry. Like the brands will nyatz us.
What does that mean? I didn't get this term,
abafuna usikhokhela. And I mean, look, they do pay, but see, never what you initially offer. So it's always a lot of negotiation. And once you realize your worth, obviously, it's like, this is not fair. But, you need the work. You need to put bread on the table eventually. So
do they approach like they would a traditional media platform where they would look at your circulation numbers or your viewership numbers? What kind of numbers do they talk about? Because I'm assuming numbers is a big deal in social media influencing or in YouTubing. How does it work?
It is a big deal. But I think the biggest mistake I could say they make is that they look at following over engagement. And the engagement is what will determine your ROI. So no matter how many followers a person has, if people aren't engaging, they're obviously not going to see what you're trying to sell to them. So they're not going to get much out of it. But yeah, they look at followers. Some brands do ask for the behind the scenes analytics, statistics, like who's following you, what is their gender, that type of stuff. And yeah, but it is a numbers game, just the wrong numbers on their side, that is.
I'm glad you bring up the issue of engagement. I remember I was listening to a radio interview a while back, and someone was differentiating between someone who has a lot of following and someone who's an influencer on these platforms. And I think that engagement that you're talking about is what determines between someone who's a social media influencer and someone who's just popular for whatever reason.
Yes, I do think the engagement is definitely the big part of that, because you can have a lot of following, but you're not influencing anyone to do anything. But when someone says, look, I bought this t-shirt because you said I must buy it, or because you have it, that's when you are actually influencing people's lives.
Okay.
So when you have the power to control the decisions that people make, well, the consumer decisions that people make, that's when you can say, I'm an influencer. But if you just have followers and people that like your stuff, then you just are popular. You're not really influential. Yeah.
And when, as an influencer, we determine Shanjani that difference between someone who you can influence to take certain decisions when it comes to buying things or following certain trends, is it people that would always be on your comments and people that will always be liking your videos?
I mean, I suppose it is always the comments thing, because that's when I know, okay, this person really wants to know when they ask me, where is this from? Even though I tag it and they're like, where is it from? Like, they want me to tell them exactly where I found it. And then I'm like, okay, cool. They really want to go out and get this item. Yeah.
Maybe it's important for people too to feel appreciated by someone that they're investing a lot lot of time in.
I definitely think so. For me, I genuinely enjoy engaging with my followers as well. So it's a win-win situation, but definitely look, it does get annoying when people ask you things that you've already put out there, but I will engage if I can see that it's someone who's just really trying to have a conversation with me and not just waste my time. Yeah.
I think abantu don't have an idea of how much time it takes, the effort, the dedication to put out content on a regular basis on a platform. And I mean, you have to maintain a certain standard.
Yeah.
You no longer with days the Android phone that is grainy now. You need to plan in advance. How is your production schedule and how much time do you put in?
Ideally, I want to be like a month. Like, I like to have a monthly schedule, and when my months are good, I do. But for the most part, my best ideas come when I'm lying in bed and I decide I want to film this tomorrow. So it's all over the place. But definitely the time that I put in is, like, one video could take me 2 days to film, because I have to film, especially with the fashion videos, I'd have to film the portion where I'm actually wearing the clothes. And then I have to film the part where I'm speaking about the clothes. So it takes time, and then you have to edit after that. So yeah, it is a long process. And for someone who's doing it full time, I wish I did, stay on top of my schedule, just so because people do complain about lack of consistency from South African YouTubers specifically. But once you start watching YouTube, like when you get into YouTube, you realize that all YouTubers are the same. But yeah, for me, I think it's just not staying with my schedule, and then it also just lags everything. But it does take time as well. And with YouTube, it's really hard because you actually have to be in the mood for it. And if you're not, people can see right through you. When you're not okay, people can see it in your videos that you're not okay. So I'm not going to be filming if I'm not okay. Yeah.
Because that energy will come out, right?
Yeah.
And it might affect how people
receive you and the content. The content can be good, but if you're not present, then yeah.
How important is the equipment? Because we know content is king. People I would like to think they come to YouTube to get your content or you expect advice on whatever you're delivering. Yeah. But how important is the production aspect and the quality for you personally?
For me, I realized that my quality, it added to the quality of the video.
Production value, maybe.
Yes, but they really do. My subscribers really do come for the content.
Okay.
And I realized that because they stuck with me for a very long time with me not having the proper equipment. But now having that equipment has just taken it to the next level. So it's no longer, oh, I really like this video. It's like, oh my gosh, it looks so nice. and you know, so they do appreciate the good quality, even though they have stuck with me through the bad times. So it's important, but it shouldn't be something that stops you from starting. That's basically what I'm saying.
And it seems to be a hindrance for a lot of people who want to get onto this YouTube platform. They're like, no, I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right microphone.
Look, I feel like those people are comparing themselves to well-established YouTubers. You can't go out and buy a camera if you don't even know that your channel is going to last 3 months. What if you get over it? So it's better to just start. And then once you see that, okay, this is actually something I want to do, and this is something that people are receiving well, then you can start investing in it. But you can't invest in something that you don't know is going to last.
And as I'm listening to you, I get the sense that you're passionate about abantu abakulandelayo, abantu abakusupportayo.
Yeah.
And I heard on one of the videos that unalo negama for border.
My snags. Those are my people. Those are my snags, bro. Like,
Where did that come from?
I think I reached like 15 to 20,000 subscribers, and I was like, okay, guys, we need a name because now we're a community, now we're a family. And I was like, okay, what do you guys want to be called? And someone said Sneeze Snacks, and I was like, okay, let me know how you feel about it. And everyone was like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. So that's how it went. And it was actually, I did it sort of like a competition. So the person who the person who suggested the name and the name that everyone liked, I was like, okay, you can get a wig, because I do a lot of hair videos as well. So
okay.
I gave them hair. Yeah.
Do you make your own hair? Did you make the one that you're wearing right now? Blondie.
Somewhat. It didn't come exactly like this. It came as a wig already, but I had to customize it a bit with the colors. And yeah, I do a lot of customizing with my hair.
What type of hair? I know there's Peruvian, there's Brazilian, there's Indian. Sorry, I like,
no,
you're making me feel like I don't know anything. I'd like to think I'm a bit informed than the average guy.
You do know a bit, but it's recently come out that all those things aren't actually real, because all the hair we wear is from India. So
okay,
it's a slippery slope right now, but we still go with it because it's not so much that the nationalities of the hair say something about where it's from, but more so the quality that it'll be.
Okay.
So like I know for myself, Brazilian hair is the best hair for straight hair.
Okay.
Because it just holds the straightness very well. If you want curly hair, Mongolian is the best way to go because it's really soft.
There's also Mongolian.
Yeah.
Mongolian
hair is really nice because it's really soft for curls, and curls are hard to maintain. So you want something easier to manage. Peruvian is also good because it's got volume and etc. etc. So it's not so much that, these are the places that the hair comes from, but I think they use the nationalities to sort of differentiate the quality, I guess. But I could be wrong. I'm not the most informed because I don't bother myself too much. If I get hair from a company and I'm like, okay, this is good hair, then I'll stick with that company. I don't want to like.
And I was about to ask, are you that advanced in izinto zenwele that you can look from a distance and be like, Peruvian, Mongolian, Indian?
Not like that, no. I can see if it's synthetic or human. Not human, or virgin. But other than that, that's it.
Okay.
No, I won't tell you.
What would you say is your forte in lifestyle or beauty?
Fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know you're also a big music fan. What's on your playlist right now?
My playlist is all over the place. Like sometimes I'm listening to music from 2010. Sometimes it's newly released. It's R&B. It's pianos. So I listen to everything, whatever I'm in the mood for at that time. Right now, though, I really like that song by Sun and I forgot the lady's name, but Into Ingawe, that song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very nice song. It's a feel good, get up and go, motivational song, I think.
My partner loves that song, and
It's
she
very
forced
good.
me to put it on my Spotify. And Mamela.
It's so
I
lovely.
think
I
it's
love it. You
okay.
know what? You need to hear the lyrics. I mean, it is a very repetitive chorus hook,
Yeah.
but if you listen to the lyrics, you hear that she's telling a story about where she comes from, and she got here because she did the work. She put in the work to get here. Yeah.
And you don't seem to be posting a lot of those music videos anymore. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's because I don't like the quality anymore. Because now, obviously, the quality of all my content has gotten better, but I don't know how to improve that because
The audio aspect of it.
both the
Okay.
visual and the audio. Because I don't have the mic, I don't have the studio set up. And
Hey, we can talk.
That's that's literally how I would like to present my music. I'd like it to be as good as everything else is now.
Do you write original content, music content?
I tried when I was like 10, but I haven't ever since. No.